We need to talk about the state of Pet Simulator 99. Now, a little while back, I made a video titled "The End of Pet Simulator 99?" because that was when Pet Simulator stopped updating weekly and announced that they're going to be updating randomly. We could wait a couple weeks, we could wait a month, nobody knows. And when Pet Simulator 99 came out, it was doing really well. I'm talking like 400 to 500,000 players. It was insane, and obviously no popular game like this is going to be that big forever. Like, every game that comes out popular is eventually going to die down, but I feel like Pet Sim 99 has died down a little too much. As you can see right here, we are on the Pet Simulator 99 webpage. We are 3 days until an update, and there are only 117,000 players. And you might be going, okay, Headless Noob, let's relax, 117,000 is a lot. I agree, that is very good for a game. However, when you scroll down to the servers, you can see it's a ton of bots. Now, I don't know, I'm not saying the game is botted, these are probably alt accounts. And of course, some of them are actual new players, but most of them are alt accounts. If you can see, literally, it's all bacons. Some of them are literally all bacons. If we go to the next page, it's a ton of bacons. If we go to the next page, it's a ton of bacons. It is so many alt accounts that realistically, I would say there's like 40 or 50,000 actual players playing. The rest are just alts. Real quick, this is the Headless Noob from the future. I just want to say I was looking through Twitter and a lot of people were saying that when you turn your joins off, it turns your PFP into a bacon, which makes sense, but at the same time, do you guys really think this many players have their joins off? It doesn't make any sense. I've never seen a Pet Sim player with their joins off unless it's like a famous YouTuber or something. I mean, even I have my joins on. Like, nobody has their joins off. It's just people trying to like defend Pet Sim, saying it's not a bunch of alts. Again, I want to clarify, I'm not saying these are bots, I am saying they are alt accounts of people. So one person, I know people with like 10 alt accounts, it's insane. But yeah, let's go back to the video. And if you want to compare the amount of bacons to another game, we can go to a game like Toilet Tower Defense, which is a very popular game. Even if you hate it or love it, it's still a popular game on Roblox. It has 144,000 players. It updates weekly, I believe. And if we scroll down, you can see it's a ton of normal players. Obviously, there's some bacon sprinkled in because, you know, there's actual new players on Roblox. But most of the people playing the game aren't alt accounts. Like, this has an active community. There are 144,000 real people playing the game. Compared to Pet Simulator, where most of it's just alt accounts, either grinding or in the trading plaza, or they're doing something. And it's just absolutely insane because this game came out not too long ago and it's already dying. Like, if I love the game, don't get me wrong. Obviously, there are things that I would like to change. I'm not a developer. That is up to Preston and his team. I honestly think bi-weekly updates would just be just fine because honestly, weekly updates are tough. I get it. But bi-weekly updates would at least give us something to anticipate. I think one of the biggest drawbacks that draws players away is, first of all, it's a simulator, so it can get stale fast if there's not new content because you're doing the same thing over and over. But another drawback is no one knows when there's going to be new content. At least for me, when an update drops, I'm just like, all right, cool. Now I have to like wait. I could be waiting 2 months for another update. I don't know. Even if he gives a deadline of 3 or 4 weeks, at least we would know when the update is coming out. It's really just not great as a player. And I don't think Preston can really understand this because he's not like an actual player for the game. But as a player, it's not a good feeling not knowing when the next update's gonna be. And obviously that makes it a lot more exciting when it's announced on Twitter, hey, an update's coming in just a week. But still, it's really nice as a player to know when the updates are coming, when you have a simulator type game that needs to be updated. Some other things I would like to see changed are when you go to enchants. It would be nice to know what enchants stack. Some people spend tons of money on, for example, chest mimics, lucky block, boss chest mimics. They spend tons of money on a bunch of them and we don't even know if they stack or not. Obviously, for things like criticals and strengths, you can calculate if those stack because you could just take a basic pet, see how much damage it does, add another critical, see how much damage it does, add another critical, see how much damage it does. But for things like chest mimics, lucky blocks, treasure hunters, there's no real way to calculate that because it increases your chance to drop breakables by 45%. There's no way to know if we're just getting unlucky and it's just not dropping breakables, or it could drop a bunch of breakables at once and we could just get really lucky because it's a percentage chance. There's not like a set amount we're gonna get. Another thing I'd like to see change is game passes. Every update, they drop a super expensive game pass on us. And it's great to be getting game passes, don't get me wrong, that's how they make their money, and I get that. Last update, they dropped to double stars, and I'm pretty sure it's like 2,400 Robux for just double rank stars. Like, I don't know, it's kind of insane. I bought it, obviously, because I'm a YouTuber for the game, I have to have all the game passes. But when I think in the eyes of a normal player, 2,400 Robux to get double stars is kind of insane, because getting the stars isn't like super pay to win. The super drops game pass I get, because you get really good drops, which can make you rich in the game. You don't want a ton of people having that, or else the value of everything goes down. But the double stars, that's just personal rank up. Like, it lets you equip more enchants, and that's it. That doesn't inflate anything. It doesn't cause an inflation of any items, any diamonds. Like, it's just beneficial to the player. I don't know why it's so expensive. Another expensive game pass is the Huge Hunter game pass. That one I think is almost 4,000 Robux. Maybe it's more than 4,000 Robux. That one should be expensive, but I don't know. I think it's a little misleading to have it that expensive, because people are gonna think, okay, if I'm spending like $40 or $50 on the game, maybe I should like be getting huges a ton. And obviously it's totally luck based. Some people hatch a huge every night. Some people hatch a huge every week with that game pass. For me, I've been hatching for 4 nights in a row, and I haven't gotten a singular huge, which is totally fine. But for normal players, you know, who can't even grind the game every single night, it's just not worth it, and I feel like it's just very misleading. But at the end of the day, it's a fun game. I just think Preston needs to work on the updates and really just the clarity of everything in the game. He needs to be more honest about stats. We need to know more of the specifics, because it's not just random. If stacking, for example, if stacking multiple enchants starts to decrease the effectiveness of each enchant, then that's been coded into the game. They know about that. It's not just random. So they need to tell us about that. They can't just keep it hidden. Another example would be charm stones. When you equip a charm, we don't know if it stacks or not. A lot of people don't think it does, and it would make sense if it doesn't, because royalty charms, I'm pretty sure, increase your damage by like 20 or 40%. It increases damage by 40%. If you have a bunch of royalty charms, let's say you have 8 royalty charms, that is 320% damage, and that would be really OP. So my guess is they start to decrease when you stack them, just like enchants, but we don't know that because they don't tell us. Preston has been making games forever. He has a good understanding of what the players want, and he is able to implement this. He's an amazing scripter. He has an amazing team, some of the best devs on Roblox. They can implement these things if they want. And as soon as Preston starts focusing on the game and starts doing what's best for it instead of what's easiest for him, stops, you know, making Titanic plushes. Honestly, we haven't had a Titanic plush in like 3 or 4 weeks, so I think that's a pretty good length, considering a couple weeks ago we were getting them like every other week. It was insane. So he's calmed down on that, luckily. Yeah, there are just so many things that he could work on. The main thing I think he needs to focus on is to start releasing updates on a set schedule, even if that schedule isn't weekly. That way everybody has something to expect. It's not completely random. Not everyone has Twitter, not everyone has Discord, so we can't just rely on that to know when an update's coming. And then he puts in the title of the game, obviously, but Pet Simulator 99 isn't always a front page game. Not everyone's gonna see that. Only the current players are going to be seeing when that update's coming, which is irrelevant when the current players are leaving the game and they're not gonna see that timer. Those are just my thoughts on everything. It's no hate to Pet Simulator. I just wanted to give my opinion because I really don't want this game to die. To have such a low player count on such a well-made game, it really sucks, especially because I like making content on this game and I don't want to have to find a different game to make content on. I've played Pet Catchers. It's a cool game. It's not for me. So I probably won't be making videos on that unless they release an update, I play it and it's really fun. But it's just not for me. Pet Simulator really sticks out to me, and so I really don't want it to die. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure to join our Discord. We do giveaways on there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.